Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So in last episode, we took on the Vegas Golden Knights in the second round, and we managed to beat them in 6 games. So once again, we have knocked out, we basically knocked out a team that we've had problems against. We also got out of the first round this year, and now we're in the conference finals against Arizona, looking to punch our ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals, which is something I didn't really think was going to happen this year, but this team has definitely turned it around, and it's just all about now getting 4 more wins, or 8 more wins I should say, in order to get that Stanley Cup. Hopefully we could do that in the next few episodes, but anyways, let me show you guys Arizona's lineup in case you forget. But of course we have to face Arizona, considering I won a lot of Stanley Cups with Arizona in NHL 22, but their team is definitely not as good as our Arizona Coyotes team we had in the past. As you can see, Mark Louis is a really good player. Dylan Holloway is a good player, but yeah, basically in general, this team not very good in terms of the offensive front. There is definitely good pieces, but it's a very bit low when you have like Tage Thompson, who's still playing at 77 overall, you know. Like, the defensive core is pretty solid as well. They're a better defensive team in terms of the penalty kill than us in the regular season and in the playoffs. So yeah, Guy Deschamplain's an interesting one. He was with Vegas last year when they knocked us out, so there is a little bit of history here from that. And then goalie-wise, they have Sebastian Cossa, who's been really good in the playoffs so far, so we got to continue scoring goals like we've been doing all playoff long in order to beat Arizona and get ourselves to that Stanley Cup Finals, of course. So there is their roster. Let's get into this conference finals, waste no time, and see if we could get ourselves to the Stanley Cup Finals. Actually, let me check just 1 second. If we wanted to play Cox as our goalie to start the Stanley Cup, or not Stanley Cup, Conference Finals, or what? Cox has definitely improved, at least in the second round, so I should play him maybe. Yeah, I think Cox deserves a chance here. He was really good in the second round by comparison to his first round. Had a couple iffy games, or quite a few iffy games in the first round. Aiden Tays was the better of the 2 goalies, but we are going to go with Cox, and if Cox plays like he normally does, which is not that good, then we'll go back to playing Tays for a game or something like that. Maybe also take Vandenbush out of the lineup. We'll just try and rework things a little bit, but yeah, hopefully our team just continues to do what it does offensively, and hopefully has a good defensive effort like it did in Game 6 against Vegas, where we won 4-0. So here we go. Game number 1 on home ice. We got home ice advantage. Let's use it to our advantage and get ourselves to that Cup Finals. Come on, boys. First period of Game 1. 3-1 us. Let's go. There's the offense. Let's go. Kosa's been a good goalie in the playoffs, so I'm kind of surprised. But Zikov, Jorgensen, and Coley Minen, we actually got a power play goal as well, which is kind of surprising because their penalty kill has been like 90% so far. But Tage Thompson has their only goal, so the 77 overall can score goals as well. Shots are 12-8 in favor of us. We're up by 2 goals after 1. Can we add to this lead in the second period? Second period, still 3-1. Let's go. Shots 26-15 in favor of us. Let's lock this one down, guys. I'm not going to even waste no time with this. It might be a short episode if I keep on going through games like this that fast, but we'll see what happens. Tage Thompson scores again. Of course, Thompson's going to score goals because I was calling him out as a 77, and Bugner ties the game up. Cox has blown a lead again in the playoffs. God damn it, Cox. Penalty kill. And they get the lead, Louis. God damn it. God damn it, Cox. You were showing some brilliance in last round, but okay, that's maybe the clutchest goal in team history right there. Ryan Danner, with 37 seconds left, has forced overtime here in Game 1 of the Conference Finals. I honestly thought we were going to lose this game, but now that Danner has scored a late goal, it gives us a definite chance at maybe getting a win here. We're out shooting him by 5 shots. I thought Cox blew us that game. I mean, he could still blow us this game. He's probably not going to start next game regardless of a win or not. So I'm going to definitely probably go with Taze the next game. But let's see if we can finally get a win here in the conference finals because of that late goal from Danner. Come on. Come on, boys. Come on. Come on. I know you have it in you, top 6. Penalty kill in overtime. Why did you take a penalty? Nicely done. Oh, and Arizona scores in overtime, and it's Hanula, and Cox blew us the game. God damn it. We had a 3-1 lead. Why do we not learn from our mistakes? Because we had a lead like that in, what round was it? I think it was in the second round, or maybe it was in the first round, and we blew it. God damn it. Tage Thompson calling me out right there. I know he's a good player in real life, but he's a 77 in this. Like, he's dropped off a lot. But it's not a great way to start the conference finals with an OT loss on home ice. Yikes. And Arizona's 9-3 in the playoffs somehow after being an average team in the regular season. I think we're going to go back to our original lines we had, and I am going to go to Taze. So Farrell is going to go back up to the top 6. Hartnell is going to go back to the top line. And the rest of this is going to stay the exact same. I think I am going to take Vandenbush out. Throw Walzer in. And yeah, everything else is going to stay the same. Yep. So Taze is in net now. And we're back to our original lines that we had on forwards. Let's see if that's enough to get us tie series headed to Arizona, because I do not want to go down 0-2. Because if we go down 0-2 headed to Arizona, I feel like we could get swept in the conference finals, which would not be good. So, come on, boys. Let's turn it around. Let's turn it around and tie the series up. We had a good offensive first game, but we need to be better defensively. First period of game 2. 3-0 us. Let's go. That's exactly what I need. And now you just do not need to blow this game, okay? Just don't do what you did last game. Because Taze is probably better at locking down games than Cox is. But Jorgensen scores a power play goal. Hartnell scores and Parrott scores. So the top 6 is waking up offensively. That's a good sign. Shots 12-8 in favor of us. Second period, 5-1. Let's go. Another power play goal. So our power play is definitely doing much better than it was doing in the first 2 rounds. And their penalty kill is doing worse than it was in the first 2 rounds. Cassian also scores a goal, but Hanulik gets one back. We're up by 4 goals going into the third, outshooting them by 10 shots. Let's lock this one down and tie the series up, headed to Arizona. Come on, boys. Power play. Let's see if we get another power play goal. Yes, we can. Jorgensen. I think that's 3 power play goals for him in this game, isn't it? I think. I could be wrong with that. And then Suglobov made it 6-2. I almost didn't even recognize that goal at first. Power play again, and we get another power play goal. Hartnell scores to make it 7-2. All of a sudden, our power play is waking up. We had like 4 power play goals in that game. I think so. And yeah, Jorgensen had a hat trick on the power play. Let's go, Captain. Doing it by example. So Jorgensen from Keith and Darby. Hartnell from Keith and Parrott. Parrott from Hartnell and Colney Minen. Cassian from Parrott. Jorgensen from Parrott and Claxon. Jorgensen from Parrott and Claxon. And Hartnell from Herrical and Keith. So Parrott has woken up as well. That is huge news for our team. And we've scored 7 goals in a playoff game for like the 3rd time this year. Which is nuts. Parrott has a 5-point game. He has woken up. He was a bit quiet the last few games, but he has woken up. Hartnell, Jorgensen, Keith all with 3 points. Claxon 2 points, and a couple guys with 1 point. Let's go. And Taze was good. Taze is going to get the start next game. We reunited our lines, and it definitely helped out. We're definitely going to keep that lineups going like that for next game as well. But now we got to win games in Arizona. We've been good on the road in this playoff run so far. We won 3 games in last round against Vegas, in Vegas. So hopefully we could do that type of thing again here. Parrott's up to 26 points in 15 games. God damn, and we're not even in the Stanley Cup Finals yet. Like, if we get to the Cup Finals, this guy's definitely up there for the Conn Smythe, I'd say. If we get there, I should say. If I get there. I did say that, but I just want to say that, reiterate that, just because I don't know if we are going to get there or not. And the Islanders are up 2-0 on Pittsburgh, so Harry Neal might be getting a chance at the Stanley Cup regardless if we play him or not, which is interesting. Okay, here we go. Game number 3. Let's see if we can continue that momentum from that last game and take a 2-1 series lead on the Coyotes. Come on, boys. First period of game 3. And we're down 2-1. Farrell scores, so that's good at least. But then Louis scores and Tierney scores. We only had 6 shots in that first period, so they limited our chances quite a bit. So they're making adjustments from last game for sure. Shots are 9-6. We're down by only a goal. Let's see if we get answer back with a goal in the second period. Second period, 5-4 for us. Okay, that's good, but it's also iffy defensively. Parrott made it 2-2 with the power play goal, so our power play continuing to be really good in this round. Holloway scores to make them have the lead 3-2. Niedermeyer makes it 4-2. Or 4-3. Wait, no, 4-2. And then Wong scores to make it 4-3. Cassian ties the game up at 4. Cassian's been actually pretty good as the fourth liner. And then Danner scores to give us the lead. Danner's been pretty clutch in the playoffs as well, it seems like. We're up by a goal going into the third. Shots are 20-14. Can we add to this lead here in the third period? Our offense is back to where it was. We just need that defensive play too. Power play, and we do not convert. Penalty kill, and they get a power play goal. Suglobov and Tierney answers as well. We're now down 6-5. God damn it, guys. You have to really blow a third period lead again. There's only a 1-goal lead, but still a Boomeister. Let's go, Jeffrey. 6-6, and Jorgensen in the captain. Oh my goodness. 7-6, and that will be the final. We have taken a 2-1 series lead, and we have scored 7 goals in 4 playoff games this year. 4 playoff games with 7 goals or more, or less. Well, obviously less, but 7 goals in a playoff game 4 times is nuts. I don't think I've ever seen offense like that. Farrell from Parrott and Keith, Parrott from Claxton and Zikov, Wong from Kolemainen, Cassian from Zikov, Danner from Keith and Kolemainen, Boomeister from Jorgensen and Farrell, and Jorgensen from Danner. We haven't even really done anything changing-wise in terms of our coaches this year. Like, we did bring in a goalie coach, but it hasn't really helped us in terms of, like, goaltending, I'd say. It's just all of a sudden our offense has just been completely unstoppable at times. Like, we've scored 7 goals in back-to-back games in this round. We scored 7 goals 2 times in the first round, I think it was. Like, I don't think I've ever seen an offense completely this good. So, Barrett's up to 28 points in 16 games just casually. That's crazy. And yeah, Taze wasn't great in that game. His save percentage is now below 900. So I am going to turn to Cox because they're both putting up now similar numbers. So we'll see if Cox could give us that 3-1 series lead on Arizona. And if we could get 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals. Islanders are up 3-0 on the Penguins. It looks like Harry Neal might be going to the Stanley Cup Finals unless he gets reverse swept here. But I'm pretty sure he's the backup goalie, so I don't think he's going to get the playoffs in the playoffs unless he comes in relief. But goddamn, that's if we get to the Cup Finals. Here we go, game number 4. Can we take a 3-1 stranglehold on Arizona? And hopefully Cox could play better goaltending-wise than Taze did last game. First period, scoreless. Okay, Cox, I see you. Not a bad opening period. Shots 13-12 in favor of Arizona, but no goals scored compared to the last 2 games for us where we scored 14 goals. Just nuts. Can we get a goal in the second period and take the lead? Second period, 1-0 Yotes. That's not great. Brunette scores on the power play for them. Shots are 28-21. But it seems like Kosa is definitely having a bounce back game. We're down by a goal going into the third. Can we find a way to tie this game up at 1 apiece? Or are we going to lose this game and be tied at 2? Come on, boys. Let's get that offense back to where it was last game. Markov makes it 2-0. It's not on Cox this game for sure. It's not on the offense. Well, it is on the offense a bit. Parrott makes it 2-1. It's a huge goal from Avery. And Derek Keith ties it up. Let's go top line. Let's go. Power play. We do not convert on it. Final 5 minutes. And we are going to overtime in a crucial game 4. We win this game. We go up 3-1. We lose this game. It's a tie series headed home. But yeah, top 6 answered in that last 12 minutes. Exactly what we needed. Can we find a way to get the OT winner and take a commanding 3-1 series lead here? Come on, boys. Let's win on the road again. We've been a good road team this playoff run so far. Come on, penalty kill. Long penalty kill. We kill it off. Good job, boys. We're up over 40 shots in this game as well. Hey, and we're going to score. It's Wong again in OT. Wong has had 2 huge OT goals in this playoff run. And we are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since we played Florida 5 years ago. Wow. If you told me that we were going to be this close to a Stanley Cup Finals appearance, I would have been surprised. I would have been saying no way. But Parrott's 15th from Keith and Hartnell, Keith from Kolemainen, and then Wong from Claxton and Kolemainen. It sucks that a lot of these players are going to be leaving this team after this season ends, though. Cox with a 941 save percentage gets first star, so Cox is definitely having a redemption arc. Keith the second star, and Kosa the third. Wow. Wow. How are we this close to a Stanley Cup Finals? Because we're just an utterly good offensive team. Who needs defense when you got offense, right? We let go of Moroza, which was weird. Like, we got worse defensively in a sense. Moroza got replaced by Danner. We had more offensive defensemen basically to our defensive core, yet we're doing so well. Pittsburgh's now down 3-1, so Pittsburgh's trying to claw back apparently. And we're definitely gonna run Cox in this game. Parrott's 1 point away from hitting 30 points, and he has yet to play 20 games in the playoffs. Can we get this win and close out the Coyotes and go to a Stanley Cup Finals? We're not going to watch... Actually, maybe we'll watch the President's Trophy thing. Or not the President's Trophy thing, the Prince of Wales or whatever the heck it's called, I guess. Since we're in the West, it's the Campbell Bowl or whatever. First period of Game 5. We're up 1-0. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Ted Darby scores on Kosa. Shots are 10-9 in favor of us. We're up by 1 goal after 1 period. Can we add to this lead in the second? Second period, 3-1. Let's go. Keith and Wong. We're a period away from winning the Western Conference and 4 wins away from winning our first Stanley Cup, which would be pretty nice. But, I am so glad that this team is this close to getting back to the Stanley Cup Finals because I didn't think it was possible. But anything is possible, I guess, in this game. Real-time simulation for the third period. Let's see if we could hold them off. We'll intervene and probably watch like if we end up doing clinching the Western Conference here, which it seems like we might if we keep playing good defensively like what we're doing right now. Final few minutes in, Walzer scores. Walzer has not scored this playoff run so far. We're going to intervene right now, and I will let you guys watch, and we'll see us clinch this Western Conference. So we'll see what happens with that. Wow, 94 offense, 94 defense. That's kind of surprising. 81 goaltending for us. And yeah, I'll let you guys watch this, and I'll see you guys back up here at the end of it.
Late goings of this period. Anchorage has been the better team, and the scoreboard shows it. 4-1 is where we sit. Puck grab by Niedermeyer. Anchorage has got a hold of it along the wall. Wong's taking the puck now here inside his own territory. Solid body contact. The Coyotes have it against the wall. Through center along the wing. They put the puck into the offensive end. Seacomb's moving the puck through his own zone. Up along the wing. And the puck departs the zone. Right up the gut into the offensive end. And less than a minute to go finally in this one. Sends it in front, and that's stopped. Thompson's gained the line and on the attack. Anchorage has got the puck. Through center. Here they come. Down the left side on the attack. The Coyotes get a hold of the puck along the boards. Oh, textbook poke check to turn that over. Moves the puck along the half wall. Pokes it away in his own end. LaRose takes it along the wing. Poked away. And as the final seconds tick away, listen to this place recognize a hard-earned victory. And he makes the easy save.
To show tremendous focus. He's got a great save percentage in this contest. And at the other end, his forwards are helping him out.
You just see the sheer jubilation that run into the ice, but man, that looks like absolute devastation. What do you see down there, Ray?
Well, the guys that have run here, they're hugging on to each other. They're so pumped because they get to keep playing. They get to go play for a championship, and then at the other end of the ice, it's so abrupt. It's just over. All that work, you get nothing for it.
Well, now do they touch the Clarence Campbell goal after winning it?
Well, they should, because I don't think it matters at all. What happens today is what's going to happen against that final series where they have to win 4 more times.
So there you guys have it. We have won the Western Conference, and now we're only 4 wins away from winning our first Stanley Cup. We are back to the finals for the second time in franchise history, which I think in Houston I only went to 1 Stanley Cup Finals, if I'm not mistaken. So this year's is already proving to be a better one, but I am really happy with this team's performance, and I'm very scared though, because last time we had this type of performance, obviously we ended up losing to Florida in the Cup Finals. But now that we're back in the Cup Finals, hopefully that some of those guys that are still on the team, hopefully some of them kind of have that back in the back of their head, and could kind of like use it to fuel their momentum for the Cup Finals. But yeah, Cox has had a redemption arc these last few rounds. He wasn't doing too well at all in the first round, going back to his old ways, but since then he's been much better. So there you go. 4-1 victory, and we head to the Stanley Cup Finals. Is it going to be against the Islanders, or is it going to be the Penguins if the Penguins somehow reverse sweep the Islanders? Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be the New York Islanders. We're going to face the Islanders for the Stanley Cup, which means Harry Neal, I'm pretty sure, is their backup goalie. I'm pretty certain I looked that up before. But they'll definitely take a look at the roster in a bit. But let's take a look at our player stats, and we'll also see what the Islanders team stats are looking like before we take a look at their lineup. But wow, what a run here. Let's take a look at our stats right now. As you can see, we won against the Canucks in 7 games. Then we took out the Golden Knights in 6 games. And then we beat the Arizona Coyotes in 5. Makes me feel like we have a chance to sweep the Islanders, because I have seen Stanley Cup Finals where you basically win in every single category. So if we somehow sweep the Islanders for the Stanley Cup, that would be really, really awesome. I don't know if it's going to be that case, because who knows what their team looks like. But, whew. Let's go. So, Parrott, 29 points in 18 games. Obviously, he's been our best player by a large margin. Keith is picking it up, 24 points now for him. Hartnell, 21 points. Claxton's been fantastic. He's only making $1.5 million. And he's only got 1 goal in those 18 games, but he's got 15 assists. Wong's been great, obviously with a couple huge game-winning goals. Farrell's been great. Cassian's been great. Reinhardt's been great. Darby's been good. You don't have a complaint with any forward really on this team. And then Zikov and Coley Minen are both 14 points each. Harakalla's got 9 points. Danner 7 points, which is great for a rookie. Bouwmeester's got 3. Farrell's got 2. And then Taze and Cox, both with identical goals against. Cox is now the better of the two, save percentage-wise, believe it or not. So Cox is definitely on a redemption arc. Both of them have played 9 games apiece. Cox is definitely going to be starting for us in the Stanley Cup Finals. I believe Cox was Neal's backup at one point. So if Neal is the starter somehow for the Islanders, it'll be like the the sensei who taught the young whippersnapper. I don't know what to call him. Okay, so let's take a look at what these Islanders look like. We'll also take a look at what they did during the playoffs so far, in terms of their which rounds they've knocked out teams and all that stuff. But what are the Islanders made of? We've never played them obviously before, because they're in the Eastern Conference. Let's see what their lines look like here. First line. Okay. I can see why they're good. They have Connor McDavid, which is scary, and Gavin McKenna. Yeah, their forward core is way better than teams we've played in the past. Hickman, Geekie, and Pettersson. So Connor Geekie's there. Shout out to him. Second line, Connolly, and then there's McDavid at 39 playing for the Islanders. Ooh. He's definitely on a regression path, but almost point per game in the playoffs. Probably won a Stanley Cup with Washington, I think, if I remember right. Don't know if he won any with Edmonton. I don't think he did. Yeah, Edmonton barely made the playoffs with him before he was let go of. Huh, that's funny. And yeah, Gavin McKenna. Yeah, that's a really good top 6. Third line, Matthew Doan, Jalen Fistrick, and Yuri Kulich. That's a really good third line. And a fourth line of Callie Lundqvist, Justin Cote, and Roberto Tasagas. Yeah, it's a really, really good forward core. Defensively, they're pretty good as well. You got Cam Blaine, Jorgen Ersberg, or Jorgen Erzberg, something like that. Connor Timmins is still playing, and Yuri Turkov, and a top 6 of Parsidine and Michael Ivanons. Goaltending wise, Elijah Matsumoto, good starting goalie, and our former goaltender, Harry Neal. He has only played 1 game in the playoffs, and he made 4 saves. Like, I'm glad he's not their starting goaltender. At least it's Matsumoto, but still, Harry Neal's bounced around a bit. Like, after leaving us, he was in Nashville. Made the playoffs that year, was actually pretty good. Then he played in Chicago, was the backup for a team that was terrible. He had a rough season. Goes to LA, has a rough season as well. Actually, an okay season, not the best season. And then he jumps to the Islanders. He had a really great season as the backup because the team is so good. And yeah, he's barely played in the playoffs this year, but yeah, Harry Neal. We're going to have to take away a chance from this guy to win a Stanley Cup. He's only making $1.8 million as the backup. So hopefully if he hits the free agency, we could bring him in if we win the Stanley Cup against him, because I'll feel kind of bad, you know. But we do have Novikov on the uprise too, so we might not need him. But Lekir Maki is one of their depth guys, Broberg and Harley, so all defenders. Yeah, that's a good team. Very good team. I'm not sure how they assimilate, but we're only 4 wins away. They're also 4 wins away, though, so it's going to be very interesting to see who ends up winning that Stanley Cup. How did they do during the regular season, though? I don't know what their regular season numbers are like and stuff like that, because I don't remember where they finished. Where did they finish? We were the second best team in the entire league. They were all the way down here at 14th. They were 44, 34, and 4. So they're kind of a meh team. They scored 3.28, which I think is less than us, if I'm not mistaken. I hate that I have to scroll all the way back up, but it is what it is. Yeah, we were much better offensively. We were obviously much better defensively than they were, but how good were they defensively? Pretty good defensively, so they were a good defensive team in the regular season. Our power play was obviously better, I think. And our penalty kill was worse, I think, or right around the same. I don't even know. But either way, they're a good team. How have they been doing playoff-wise in terms of stats? And then we'll take a look at how their run to the Stanley Cup Finals, and then that'll be it for this episode. So they are scoring a good amount of goals. We're definitely doing better offensively, though. They're doing better defensively, not a surprise. We're doing better power play-wise because we had a really good conference finals on the power play. And our penalty kill has been much worse. Yeah, that's interesting. We're 7-1 on the road this playoff run, but only 5-5 on home ice. Interesting on that front. What did the Islanders go through to get to this point? They took out the Sens in 5. They took out the Islanders in 7, and then they took out the Penguins in 5. So they've played less games than us up to this point, I think. Or maybe around the same amount of games. Yeah, maybe right around the same amount of games. But anyways, that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the Stanley Cup Finals as we look to get 4 more wins and win our first ever Stanley Cup, and probably our only one. So let me guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.